closely. But a political earthquake has hit Nigeria's opposition landscape. Delta State, once a PDP fortress, has collapsed into the arms of the ruling APC. Governor Sheriff Oborere, his predecessor Ifeanyi Okowa, and the entire PDP structure have crossed over, sparking fears of a looming one-party system. Is this a master stroke for APC's 2027 ambition, or a threat to Nigeria's democracy? That's our conversation this evening, with rumors swelling that more governors from Rivers to Akwa Ibom may follow suit. Can the opposition survive this existential crisis? My guest today are Kola Ologbondiyan, former National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, who knows better than most the internal fractures rocking his party, and with him is Dr. Yusuf Haroun, a policy analyst and supporter of the APC. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the program this evening.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's begin with Mr. Ologbondiyan. A good question to begin with is whether or not you are still with the PDP, because, you know, it's hard keeping track of the defection these days.
Nifemi, how is that a good question? Whether I'm still with the PDP. Well, how can it be a good question? If I'm leaving the party, it will be common knowledge. But as we speak, I haven't said anything or done anything to suggest I am out of the People's Democratic Party, the only democratic political party in Nigeria. So as far as I am concerned, as we speak, I am a member of the PDP.
You are not defecting, or you haven't defected yet?
It's very funny. Your question is totally funny. How do you mean I'm not defecting or I'm not defected yet? Do you hold a register, or is there a register that you know that is
no.
the APC? Where people who want to leave the People's Democratic Party go to apply?
I am not trying to be mischievous. It's just that you are aware that we wake up these days and PDP members say that they have changed party. I just want to know if you are susceptible to that kind of change. Is that something that can ever happen in the coming days where you are concerned? Why are you
particular about the people leaving People's Democratic Party? Why are you not talking about those who are also leaving the All Progressives Congress? Nifemi, this is not strange to me by any mayor in any way, because I have said this a while ago on another platform, that implosion is loading in all the political parties, including the All Progressives Congress. So if the implosion has started, it's like a football match. Let us wait for the end. Let's see how the game will go. That's the way it is. So today you are just beating about people are leaving People's Democratic Party. Do you know the number that will leave the All Progressives Congress as well? You don't know yet. So it is too early in the day to begin to chest beat and say,
just to be clear, Mr. Ologbondiyan, I am not chest beating. Yes. As an individual, I am actually worried, you know, about how inconsistent our politicians are. Because a week before that defection, the Delta State governor, through one of his spokespersons, denied that he was going to defect. I'm also, as a journalist, I'm following very keenly the kind of statements the APC has made about the PDP in Delta prior to that major defection. So please count me out of the chest beating. That's not what I'm doing. I just want to be able to have you on record. So in case you defect like your colleagues, I can play back this interview to know exactly what you have said.
Nifemi, the day you hear that I have left the PDP, if the day ever came, you hear that I have left the PDP, you can be sure that I will join you in news hunting. You know, we are professional colleagues.
All right.
You know, we are professional colleagues. So let's leave it at that.
I like the way you have put it. You previously warned against external influence, that the PDP faces a looming crisis over the national chairmanship position. But this appears more like an implosion, like you said earlier, rather than an external challenge. They say this isn't someone fighting your party from outside. It is your party crumbling from inside.
Well, I think it's a combination of both factors. You remember, if you recall, I don't know whether it was on your program or it was on your platform, I had consistently said that the leadership of Ambassador Elias Rudamagun will lead to the end of the People's Democratic Party. I have not departed from that position, and I will not depart from it. That until and when Rudamagun leaves the People's Democratic Party as acting national chairman, and allow for a substantive national chairman to take over, that the party will run from one crisis to another. And it is manifesting, and every Nigerian can see the fact. You cannot allow people who do not even understand the party itself, who cannot comprehend the nuances of the party, to provide leadership. And as you know, or as you must have heard, the Delta issue that you are referring to, as far as I am concerned, the german argument which Senator Governor Ifeanyi Okowa put forward is the fact that there are issues in the party that are not managed. And that has been my own position, that the issues in the party were not being managed, and it can only lead to the situation in which the party has found herself, in which as members we have found ourselves. But be that as it may, I don't think that is we are in a situation of singing the non-dimitives for the People's Democratic Party. I don't want to think so, and I will not even accept that argument from anybody. I believe that just like in every situation in a political party, the dynamism that occurs in political parties, this is just a movement that can also lead to greater fortunes for the People's Democratic Party. Nifemi, I also want to remind you that in 2019 election, in Oyo State, I'm not sure PDP had up to 5% of people that were in elective offices. But the PDP went into the state and won Oyo State through the architecture program of Governor Seyi Makinde. But also don't forget that in the 2023 election, in the same Delta State, even when the Senator Governor Ifeanyi Okowa was a vice presidential candidate, our party did not win. So you see, when you talk about politics, when you talk about elections, it goes with a lot of dynamism. And every election has its own waves. We must understand that. So what is happening now is just a wave, you understand? And I can assure you that in the days, in the months ahead, more dynamism will play up. All right. Nigerians will begin to wonder, we thought that this party was gone.
Allow me to bring in Dr. Yusuf Haroun, who I believe defends the ruling party's aggressive expansion. Dr. Haroun, thank you for joining us on the program as well. The APC is celebrating Delta's defection, but critics say this is less about ideology and more about coercing opposition governors through AFCC, revenue allocation, and political pressure. Do you think that's a fair assessment of what's happening, or the APC genuinely has superior governance to offer?
Well, thank you very much, Nifemi, for asking this question. And I also want to greet my senior daddy here, Mr. Olubudinyo. And he said something which is very, very important and which is true. He admitted that in the PDP, as of today, there are internal crises. So it's not even the APC that is causing this crisis in PDP. It is the PDP that they are causing it. And if we are to look at the trajectory of PDP governance internally, they have been having series of leadership crises with their chairman. We can go back to even 1999 when former President Olusegun Obasanjo was the head of state and the president, commander-in-chief of the armed forces. We had Barnabas Gemade. We had other chairmen then where there were some PDP governors who were rooting for his removal. We also had Uche Secondos, who then Governor Nyesom Wike also advocated that his removal. Now again, we have another chairman whom they are advocating for his removal. Ali was also a chairman at the time when they were shouting Ali must go. So I believe that the PDP have their own internal problem and they have to solve it themselves. I don't, and I disagree that it is the APC that is causing this problem. I believe strongly that
But you know, we had the aviation minister yesterday boasting that the PDP has lost its soul after the defection in Delta. But if PDP structure can switch so easily, doesn't that raise questions about APC's own ideological depth? Are they not just recycling the same politicians under a different banner? Because we heard all the comments the Delta APC made about this governor, and that suddenly changed overnight.
Absolutely. You are very, very correct. There should be internal ideology in political parties. I recommend that there should be ideology in Nigeria. If we are to look at other parts of the world, especially the Western world, where we emulate their democracy, there is ideology. In the United Kingdom, there is the parliament and there are ideologies. We have those who are in a particular party and another in another one, and they represent different ideologies. In the United States of America also, we have ideologies. We have the Democrats, and we see they are Democrats for life. You see a senator who has been in government, in the Senate for 40 years, and he still remains a Democrat. You see another one who has been a Republican all his life. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, we have people switching parties. As you rightly said, we've seen some politicians who have come on air to boast and say they will not change their political party. Only a week after, we see they are in another political party. So this is lack of ideology. And I also want to say that, Nifemi, it's not just because APC is a ruling party. I am sure even the main heads of the PDP will admit privately, some of them publicly, that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a master strategist and the greatest politician of our time. His politics roots down to that of Awolowo, and also MK Abiola, his very close friend and mentor, whom he stood by in 1993 during the June 12 election. So we should see that Asiwaju Tinubu has a galvanizing political will and strategy that draws people. And it is not only because he is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I'll give us or remind us little history. Bola Tinubu was governor first, before president, governor of Lagos State between 1999 to 2003. He left office and never assumed any political office between 2003 to 2023, when he became the president for up to 20 years, and he was still able to influence governors. He was able to influence presidents. Even the PDP admits that in 2011, when former President Goodluck Jonathan wanted to win the election contest, he had to come to see Asiwaju Tinubu to help him deliver the Southwest. This is the kind of political sagacity Asiwaju Tinubu has. Also in 2014, 2015, when the APC merged, we saw 5 PDP governors galvanizing towards the APC, including Bukola Saraki and the governor of Kwara State then. And we also see other governors that joined. At least APC was not in power then. But Asiwaju Tinubu is the pendulum that galvanizes people towards him. So I disagree that the APC is using EFCC, or they are using the power of incumbency to win. No, former President Jonathan was the president of Nigeria. Why couldn't he use the power of incumbency to win governors to his side? Why couldn't he do that?
I hear you clearly. Let me bring back Mr. Ologbondiyan into this conversation. Some are saying that we're now at risk of that your party is at risk of another G5-style rebellion before 2027, especially now that we're hearing that more PDP governors might follow suit, following what we saw in Delta. But your presidential candidate in 2023 has confirmed talks of an opposition coalition. Do you agree that that perhaps is PDP's last hope, or will personal ambitions sabotage it like it did in the past?
Well, maybe before I go into that, I think I want to say that Yusuf has tended to wear the president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in several borrowed gowns, because here he is. He's not talking about the factors that led to situations which he is talking about. It is not just as if, Mr. President then, as Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, just went out and galvanized the situation. What are the factors that led to those galvanizing? He's not talking about them. So I want to say that he's wearing him in borrowed gowns. But having said that, talking about coalition, there is no, even as we go into 2027, you will discover that even the APC needs more people out, will need more people out of his own party enclavement, much more than he had ever required. Because look, this implosion that we are talking about is not going to be limited to the People's Democratic Party. There will be implosion in APC as well. And APC will discover that, look, it's only the ACN arm and a few of the CPC and a few of the AMPP that will be left for the 2027 election. So in that circumstance, and to forestall that situation, that is why we're in an environment in which people are now talking about, oh, his government or his party is hounding the governors of the People's Democratic Party and manipulating them to join the APC. Yes, we have internal issue in the People's Democratic Party, but the circumstance, what we are witnessing, the situation in which notable members are dropping their membership and joining the APC, shows clearly that there's manipulation, shows clearly that there is hounding. I am not foreclosing that, and I didn't foreclose that in my opening remark. Now, going to the issue of coalition, I have said it from the beginning. There will be implosions in all the parties, particularly the two major political parties, or including the Labour Party. There will be implosion, and at the end of the day, people are going to find their beat, and they're going to find their best platform to be able to achieve purpose and to be able to rescue Nigerians from this anguish, from this pain, from the situation of buying 2 pieces of pears, ube, for 500 naira. That is where we are in Nigeria today. And it goes beyond the political class. It goes far, far beyond the political class. It's about the ordinary people on the streets who can no longer feed, who can no longer parents, who can no longer send children to school. I think these are the issues. For me, ideology goes beyond, ideologues. Ideology to me is how do we help the ordinary people? What do we do to make sure that the ordinary people can live at least a minimum life of comfort? And that's my interest in politics personally. All right. If the political class is no longer looking in that direction, and the political class is all about self, it will be rather unfortunate. Mr.
Logbodinyo, recently Ghana won its election through coalition of the opposition. Precisely, my question is, do you see that possibility happening in 2027? And do you also think that PDP will play a critical role in it? Because one of the things we heard from Delta was that the governors did not subscribe to the coalition strategy, and that was why they opted out.
I think although I have a lot of respect for the former governor Okowa, I owe him a lot of respect. But I think that, much as I would not want to disagree with him in the public space, I think that the decision to go was taken in a hurry. Because when you go back to the communique of the Governors Forum, what they brought out were recommendations. They were recommendations to superior authorities within the party. So they said that, oh no, we do not support merger. But if you look at it in terms of syntax and in terms of semantics, they also went to the next line and said that, look, anybody who wants to join us can come and join us. So we are open to people who want to join us. I have been privileged to be in the working committee of the People's Democratic Party ahead of the 2019 general elections, when the likes of Senator Bukola Saraki, the likes of former governor, now Senator Tambuwal, and a host of others returned to the party. Discussion begins from somewhere. Negotiation starts from somewhere. It's not just a one-day off thing. So right. I want to say that, the decision by the Delta group of PDP was done in a hurry. But you must also note, Nifemi, that the fact that the political class, those in authority, have left a political party, it doesn't translate to the fact that, the support base have also moved.
We have to go now. I have completely run out of time. Dr. Haroun, if you can answer this in 30 seconds, how relevant is the risk of a one-party system that many people are talking about, saying that APC won presidential election on the back of coalition, and that also has already started ahead of 2027?
Thank you very much, Nifemi. Real quick, I would appreciate my elder statesman, Mr. Kola Olubodiyan, and I'll respond that it is not even me that gave this. The governor that defected and the senior governor, the former governor, Okowa, has said that there is lack of internal democracy in their party. Now, the opposition are not serious, typically. They are not serious because since 2014 to 2024, 10 years, every election, they always lose 5 governors. I don't know why. And this is their problem. They have to know how to manage it. Now again, I predict that 5 governors again will be lost to the APC before 2027 election. So the opposition have to get their acts together. I don't want a one-party state. I want there to be constructive criticism in Nigeria.
You don't know the number of governors that will be lost from APC to PDP.
Dr. Yusuf Haroun, policy analyst and former National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Kola Olubodiyan. Gentlemen, we're going to follow closely with your prophecy of 5. I think Dr. Haroun says 5 PDP governors. Do you want to give a figure to the APC governors quickly, Mr. Olubodiyan?
No, I will not work with the governors, Nifemi. I will work with ordinary Nigerians.
Okay.
Who are so dissatisfied, who are going through pains.
We have to go now.
They are the one that will determine the election.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for talking to us on the program this evening.
Thank you very much.
And that's our show today, everyone. You can watch it again at midnight and at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I am Nifemi Oguntoye.